is Magdalene.
My name is Ying.
This is our video for the assignment of
Songs and Poems in the Primary ESL Classroom.
We hope you enjoy!
Welcome to our presentation of Belly Full of Knowledge, a resource kit for Year 4 Primary ESL Classrooms. The resource kit centers on the topic of favorite foods, and it brings together a series of interactive and meaningful learning activities. In this showcase, we focus on one key portion of the kit, Activity 2, which is sentence burgers, supported by a brief walkthrough of our introductory slides and a short assessment. These additional elements help demonstrate how all components align with the rubric requirement for presenting activities and materials effectively for teaching Year 4 ESL pupils. Through the showcase, we aim to present a resource kit that is engaging, practical, and grounded in both pedagogical principles and curriculum standards. Our hope is that this presentation clearly reflects the creativity, planning, and thoughtfulness invested in developing Belly Full of Knowledge, and that it demonstrates how these materials can enrich English lessons for Year 4 learners. This video will follow a clear structure to guide viewers through our work, and we will begin with the task distribution table and work plan timeline table as we had already gone through the introduction earlier. And these two tables will outline how we collaborated and organized our workflow. You may pause to read the tables, which will be shown after this. We will then move on to the learning standard and rationale, followed by a section that guides teachers step by step on preparing materials and conducting the activities. After that, we will conduct a mock demonstration of Activity 2 and the assessment. Finally, we will wrap up the presentation with a conclusion. And this sequence ensures that every important element of the project is communicated clearly and purposefully. See, our video reflects the 6 C elements of KPPB, also known as MPDL, in multiple ways. Character is addressed through the values highlighted in our mock teaching. For example, when discussing food, we would remind pupils about respect and awareness, such as not sharing non-halal snacks with our Muslim classmates, and this will help to build both empathy and responsibility. Secondly, collaboration is also evident through our task distribution table, which shows how each segment of the video was carefully divided to ensure balanced teamwork and cooperative effort. Then, we also have communication, whereby our song and activities would reinforce simple structures like I like blank because blank, helping children express themselves confidently while practicing both verbal and non-verbal communication. The activity also supports creativity as students enjoy assembling colorful sentence burgers, imagining their favorite foods, and interacting joyfully with their peers. Finally, critical thinking appears when pupils reflect on their food choices, give reasons, and respond to longer questions with support. They not only recall information, but also make connections and justify their answers. Now, before demonstrating the activity, please allow us to introduce the relevant curriculum components that frame this lesson. For this video, we focus primarily and specifically on Activity 2, although we do incorporate excerpts from the slides and the end lesson assessment to show how all parts connect. So the main content standard here is taken from the Year 4 DSKP, which is 1.2, Understand Meaning in a Variety of Familiar Contexts. The focus here would be understand questions on familiar topics, whereas the learning standard naturally would fall under 1.2, which is 1.2.5, understand longer supported questions, and from these we set a clear learning objective, which is to help students understand longer supported questions through guided and interactive activities. The expected learning outcome of this would be that pupils are able to respond appropriately to longer supported questions with teacher guidance, and these standards guide the development of Activity 2 and ensure that the activity contributes meaningfully to curriculum-based learning. The rationale behind the sentence burgers activity comes from the need to provide Year 4 pupils with a fun and structured way to understand longer questions. This task uses a kinesthetic and visual approach by allowing students to physically assemble a burger that represents a complete sentence. Each burger layer corresponds to a different part of the answer required by a longer supported question. The matching question plate features highlighted keywords that are underlined, which help pupils identify what type of information they need to include in their response. This hands-on method helps pupils grasp how longer sentences are shaped, especially when answering questions that includes multiple pieces of information. This visual organization of the burger layers reinforces the sequencing of ideas, while the physical manipulation of pieces keeps learners engaged. Moreover, the activity accommodates various learning preferences, enabling visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners to participate confidently. Since the materials are simple to prepare and require little to no digital devices, teachers can use this activity even in classrooms with limited technological access. To support different proficiency levels, we designed two versions of the sentence burgers. The standard version uses only text on each burger layer. This version encourages students to focus on reading comprehension and logical sequence and sentence construction. The scaffolded version includes small icons on the burger pieces and question plates, giving learners visual cues to support matching. This helps pupils who may struggle with identifying sentence parts solely through text. The scaffolded version ensures accessibility and inclusivity, while the standard version builds independence and also strengthens critical thinking. The teachers can select the version that best suits their class's proficiency level and learning needs. However, for this video, we demonstrate the version without symbols, as it represents the core design of the activity and highlights how the sentence parts function on their own. As the video progresses, viewers will see how the materials are prepared and how the activity can be conducted effectively in a real classroom setting. The mock demonstration models the teacher's instructions, the pupils' expected responses, and the natural flow of the activity. We also include a simple assessment at the end to check whether pupils can respond to longer supported questions independently, which reinforces the lesson's effectiveness. Now, I will pass the mic over to my fellow colleague who will continue the video.
Now, let's move on to the steps in the manual. Within the manual provided by our Belly Full of Knowledge resource kit, it contains activity instructions for each of the activities to be conducted within a 1-hour lesson, the lesson flow and instructions to conduct each of these activities, relevant materials, and a guide on preparing the materials for classroom use, as well as a guide to understand each of the manual, as the manual are composed of multiple sections. To start, the user or the teacher will have to navigate to the Manual tab, which contains all of the teaching materials and activity instructions. They will also need to select specific activities by using quick action buttons that are embedded within the manual. The buttons will guide them to specific manuals for specific activities. Next, they will need to understand the lesson flow and the instructions to carry out each of the activities. This includes preparing the relevant materials for the activities according to the instructions. The resources for each of the activities, including the song and relevant printable materials, are embedded within the manual and the resource kit. Last but not least, they will also need to conduct the lesson according to the manual to ensure effectiveness of the resource kit. Now, let's move on to the lesson flow of our demonstration. In this video, we will mainly be demonstrating Activity 2 to showcase and highlight its effectiveness in teaching English language. We will also be using the slide presentations to ensure a smooth presentation and to provide clarity on the overall lesson flow. The demonstration will start with the teacher playing the song provided within the resource kit twice. After that, the teacher will ask questions related to the food items mentioned in the lyrics and introduce the model sentence using the structure, I like blank because blank. The teacher will then ask short, simple questions, and the students will need to answer using the structure that the teacher just introduced. The teacher will then conduct Activity 2 using the instructions and the resources provided within the resource kit and the manual. Last but not least, the lesson would end with a short assessment that is provided within the slide presentation. A good lesson starts with a good and smooth pre-class preparation. Now, let's move on to the preparations of the relevant materials. First, we have the slide presentations that will be used throughout the demonstration. The teacher would have to access the slides presentation provided within the Manual tab and use the quick access buttons to navigate towards this specific manual that contains the Canva link to the slide presentations. Now, let's move on to the preparation for Activity 2. To start, the teacher will have to access the printable sheets provided within the resource kit and the manual for Activity 2. The teacher will have to print the materials, preferably using a color printer, or use a black and white printer but color in the sheets. The teacher will have to choose between Material 1 that is suitable for classes that have moderate to strong command of the English language, or Material 2, which provides extra scaffolding for students and classes that have a weaker command of the English language. Then, the teacher would have to prepare the materials, such as the burger pieces and the question plates, according to the demonstration video provided within the resource kit.
So now, once you have cut out your pieces, you can fold each piece up twice, like so. Then you can put the pieces in the container to be brought to school.
Now, let's move on to the instruction and the manual for conducting Activity 2. While presenting slide 8 and 9 for the slide presentation, the teacher should give a quick recap of the sentence structure, I like blank because blank. Then, the teacher should play an instructional video which showcases what the students should do during Activity 2. This can help them visualize how the activity works. And during the process, the teacher should also emphasize on the keywords underlined. While presenting slide 10, the teacher should tell the student that the burger shown on the screen is what their final burger should look like when they have gathered all of the pieces. The teacher should briefly go through all the questions on the question plate with the students to provide support. The teacher should invite the student to close their eyes and allow them to pick one folded burger piece from the container. Then, the teacher should walk around the classroom and place question plates on various desks. It's important to spread them out evenly across different places to provide overcrowding in one area. Before the teacher starts Activity 2, the teacher should ask the student if they have any questions and clarify them before starting. The teacher should give the clear signal to begin the activity. During the activity, the teacher should move around the classroom to monitor the progress and to provide subtle guidance when needed. For example, if the teacher is using Material 1, the teacher can point weaker students to matching plates. When a group signals that they have completed their question plate, the teacher should review their plate loudly, aloud by reading aloud. During the process, the teacher should provide feedback and encourage them to retry if needed. After the activity, the teacher should ask the student to return to their respective seats. Finally, the lesson is then concluded with a small assessment which consists of a few simple questions that will be asked by the teacher. The students would have the chance to use the sentence structure that is I like blank because blank that has been taught by the teacher to answer these questions to show that the teaching process has been effective.
What I like about cheese is that you can put it on veggies, and it is so good. I like to talk about food, cause it's my favorite thing to do. Every food I can eat with you. It's a nice conversation. Tell me all about your favorite foods. Mine is pizza and I like hamburgers too. I'll eat ice cream cake that my mother made. Then here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. Share some of my favorite views.
Alright, so now we're talking about what the song is about. So, first question I would like to ask Lai. Lai, is the song about food or animals?
Teacher, the song is about food.
Now, good job! Chan, what
finished already.
Oh, okay. So let's look. Okay, what is the sentence? Let's read the sentence together. The question together. What food with bread do you like, and why do you like it? Okay, so here we need to talk about food with bread and also the reason you like it. Okay, so now let's look at our sentence. I like hamburgers. Is that food with bread?
Yes.
Okay, and hot dogs. Are hot dogs food with bread?
Yes.
Because they look like sandwiches. Here I ask, why do you like it? Do they look like sandwiches?
Yes.
Okay, last one. And you can hold them in your hands. Can you hold hamburgers and hot dogs in your hands?
Yes.
Good job. So let's read the question again together.
What food with bread do you like, and why do you like it?
Now let's read our burger sentence. Sentence burger. I like hamburgers.
I like hamburgers and hot dogs
Because they look like sandwiches.
because they look like sandwiches,
Hold them in your hands.
and you can hold them in your hands.
Good job. So this sentence makes sense. So now we can put our burger on the plate.
Yay!
Alright, so now let's do the assessment, which is the practice to see how much you understand in this lesson. So, what healthy food do you like and why do you like it? I'm going to ask Xiang.
Teacher, I like to eat broccoli because broccoli looks like a tree and it's green.
Alright, thank you for sharing. What about Jessica? Would you like to answer the second question? What food do you share with your family and why do you share it?
I like to share pizza with my family because there is a lot of pieces to share with my family.
Alright, very good girl. Lita, alright, so what food do you like to eat when you are happy? And how does it make you feel?
Teacher, I like to eat cheesecake when I'm happy because cheesecake very sweet, so it makes me feel happy also.
Good job! This means that you have understood the lesson today. So the main sentence today that we have learned is I like because. And that is all for our lesson today. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
In conclusion, this resource kit is a powerful and flexible tool for teaching English in the primary year 4 classrooms. Its interactive elements such as engaging videos, lively slides, hands-on activities make learning fun, active, and highly effective. Students not only practice communication skills, but also experience English in meaningful ways. With both digital and low-tech options, the kit fits any classroom environment and can be easily adjusted for different class sizes and proficiency levels. It also provides support for weaker learners and enrichment for stronger ones, ensuring every student benefits. Overall, the resource kit enriches English lessons by creating an enjoyable, inclusive, and impactful learning experience. Therefore, that will be the end for our demonstration, and thank you for listening.
We hope the video was clear
And informative.
Thank you for watching.